In a distant place, there was an old man living in a village. His financial situation was quite modest, but even monarchs felt envy because of his possession of a magnificent white horse, like they had never seen before. The king requested the horse and offered unbelievable rewards in exchange. However, the old man replied, "This horse is not just an animal to me, it's like a member of my own family. How can I sell a member of my own family?" Even his neighbors tried to persuade him to negotiate the horse, but he refused. One day, at dawn, he realized that the horse had disappeared from the stable. The entire village gathered and lamented, "You were foolish. We knew one day the horse would be stolen, and you are facing financial difficulties. It would have been wiser to sell it for a good price while you could. Now, the horse is gone, it's a misfortune, a curse." The old man responded, "Don't rush, just state that the horse is no longer in the stable. As for whether this is a setback or a blessing, who can say?" People mocked him, thinking the old man had lost his mind and could have improved his situation by selling the horse. For many days, he continued to live in hardship and poverty. However, some days later, around 15 days later, the horse unexpectedly returned one night. It hadn't been stolen but had escaped to the wilderness and, surprisingly, brought back a dozen wild horses. Once again, the villagers gathered and told the farmer, "This is pure luck." The old man repeated, "You're overstepping. Just report that the horse came back and brought with it 12 wild horses. Don't judge whether it's a favorable or unfavorable coincidence, who can say?" This time, people remained silent, though they were aware that 12 beautiful horses had arrived and, with some training, could be sold at high prices. The old man had only one young son, tasked with taming the wild horses. During a training day, the son took a fall and broke his legs. People gathered again, and this time, they swiftly passed judgment. They commented, "Your only son has broken his legs, and in your old age, he was your only support. This is a great misfortune." The old man replied, "Don't exaggerate, just report that my son broke his legs. Whether it's misfortune or luck, who knows?" A few months later, the country went to war with a neighboring nation, and all the young men in the town were called for military service, except the old man's son, who had broken legs. People gathered again, crying and lamenting, as all the young men had been mobilized for war, and there was no prospect of their return, as the country was suffering defeats on the battlefield. The whole town was engulfed in sorrow, and they approached the old man, saying, "You were right, this turned out to be a blessing. Your son may be incapacitated, but he is still with you, while our sons are gone forever." The old man reiterated, "You keep making judgments. Your sons were compelled to enlist in the army, while my son was not. No one can say for sure whether it's a blessing or a curse. Who can say?" If we look at our own lives, we often try to control the outcomes, making premature judgments about whether they will be positive or negative. When things go according to our plans, we feel elated, but when things don't turn out as expected, we get discouraged. We frequently rush to pass judgments on an event and decide whether it was beneficial or harmful when, in reality, we have no way of determining if something that happened is advantageous or detrimental. We don't always know if an occurrence will ultimately prove to be beneficial or harmful. In this narrative, the old man refrains from making judgments, he simply accepts events as they are. He maintains equanimity, considered the highest form of happiness we can achieve. Therefore, if we want to be consistently happy in our lives, we should never be hasty in judging any situation, because what seems like a curse today may, in the future, reveal itself as a blessing.
Want to live with more wisdom and purpose? Discover the secrets of Buddhist monks in the ebook The Wealth Through the Eyes of Buddhist Monks. Click on the pinned comment and start your journey of transformation.